Welcome to today's podcast powered by Kingdom Plumbing and Heating. I have Clay Bristow here. Hey, Clay, how goes it this afternoon?
Hey, doing good.
That's awesome. Hey, I've been hearing about these different hot water tanks, like on demand and
Mhm.
tankless. Can you tell me more about what's popular? What are people asking for? What are your thoughts on it?
Standard tank, most people know, just a hot water tank, right? You can have different types, electric, or there's different variations within that. But there has been in the last few years, I'd say maybe 10 years, so here in North America and Canada, we've been seeing more and more what we call tankless systems. This is hot
Hmm.
water on demand. If you hear about endless hot water, this is what we're talking about, and that's what these units provide.
Okay. And your perspective is pro, con, advantages, disadvantages?
There's definitely pros and cons. So the tankless system is first of all, it's quite expensive to put into your
Okay.
home. So if you have a standard hot water tank at the moment, even if you already have a gas, it's probable that we'll have to change out the gas line and upgrade it
Hmm.
because the standard gas hot water tank is about 40,000 BTU. That's how much gas input is to a standard tank. These tankless systems, especially if you have a lot of bathrooms, we want to put in one that's going to do enough hot water at a time. So you're looking at maybe 199,000 BTU, but it's almost 4 times the amount of gas. So the chances that we're going to have to upgrade your gas line, that you may even need to upgrade your meter, are definitely there. And the other thing too is these tankless systems, how they're vented is different. If they use a different type of venting than the old hot water tank, so that needs to be run.
Hmm.
I typically tell my clients, without even looking at the job, your minimum looking at about $5,000 for the
Okay.
whole install. But what I tell my clients typically is if you're looking at having a tankless system, it really would only benefit you if you're the type of person that likes to take an hour-long shower. If you like to be in the shower for an hour at a time and you never want to run out of hot water, then for sure, yeah. If
Yeah.
you're in a home where you have maybe 6+ people and you often run out of hot water, then the system could be for you.
Okay.
But yeah, you're definitely looking at the startup cost. It can be quite a bit.
Okay. What are maybe one or two very important questions that customers don't typically think to ask, but they should be asking themselves?
About the tankless system?
Yeah, tankless, tank,
Yeah.
maybe the top two, three options out there. What's the most critical questions they should be asking themselves they may not have thought to ask?
Yeah, the most important thing, if you're talking about hot water, is best bang for buck. So what
Hmm.
makes the most sense for you? If it's just you and your spouse, let's say, and you're empty nesters, you don't have kids in the house, unless one of you likes to sit in the shower, or maybe you both
Hmm.
like to sit in the shower for 2 hours at a time, and you want to run your dishwasher and your laundry at the same time, then maybe the tankless is for you. But a lot of the time, the best bang for buck is going to be sticking with a hot water tank. Even within the hot water tanks, you have electric, right? Now, electric, there's not really much variation in electric tanks. An electric tank, you can get different sizes.
Hmm.
Let's say you have a standard 50 US gallon electric tank and you find you're running out of hot water. We could even upgrade you to a 60 US gallon tank or a 75 US gallon
Okay.
instead of paying the 5,000 to go to on demand. If you have an electric tank and you're thinking about on demand, now we have to run a whole gas line, right?
Hmm.
Not even upgrading a gas line, we have to run a completely new gas line. So that's something to consider for sure. I'm a big fan of just the old school gas hot water tanks. I think they're efficient, they recover really fast, and best bang for buck. I think they're the
Yeah,
way to go, unless you, like I said, you have lots of people in the house.
correct.
Even in those circumstances, for one customer, one time I put in 2 electric hot water tanks. So she's got
Hmm.
100 US gallons of hot water at her finger. And what I did with her system is I actually made them so that you could isolate one or the other. She said she often has a big family stay with her, but in the meantime, it's just a few people. So
Yeah,
I said, you can run this tank. And then as soon as, let's say, you have some family coming into town,
flip a
you can
switch.
turn out,
Yeah,
flip
yeah.
a switch. I wrote down the procedure on the wall for her and made it very easy for her to just easily flip a switch and have another 50 US gallons of hot water if
Yeah,
she
that's
needs it.
great. That's awesome, Clay. I'm glad that you covered the options, but I'm glad that you're also giving customers options that
Mhm.
fit different budgets and
Yep.
sensitivities,
Exactly.
and
Exactly.
that you weren't just pushing tankless for the sake of pushing tankless. I
No,
appreciate that.
yeah,
Um,
I never want to upsell. We're not about trying to just upsell people.
mm,
It has to make sense for
right,
what
for their
you're,
lives. Yeah,
for your life and for your daily activities. You want to have enough hot water, but you don't want that hot water to break the bank.
Correct. That's great. Clay, thank you so much for
Mhm.
that. And that wraps up our episode for today. Stay tuned for next week as we have more from Clay and Kingdom Plumbing and Heating. Cheers.
Thanks.